June 7, 2021, at 5:26 p.m., a chilling message arrives prophesying doom. "The end is now upon you," it reads, quoting from the book of Ezekiel. This is the story of a doomsday text that foreshadowed a tragic ending, not for the entire world as Jehovah's Witnesses predict, but for a prominent North Carolina family. A Jehovah's Witness whose name I've chosen to redact sent this message as part of her spiritual outreach into the community. "The end is now upon you. People will realize that money cannot save them from the coming calamity." But what preceded and followed this provocative text were a series of mysterious events that no one could have foreseen.
Well, yes, I have nothing bad to say about Alex.
June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh, a prominent lawyer, called 911 saying he discovered the lifeless bodies of his wife Margaret and son Paul Murdaugh on their hunting estate, Moselle. Just 4 hours earlier, Alex received a text message from a Jehovah's Witness that would eerily seem foretelling of the events that unfolded soon after.
We were recently reviewing the timeline report that was provided by SLED during the trial of Alex Murdaugh, and we noticed an interesting entry at 5:26 p.m., just hours before the murder of his wife and son. This text came from and included some text from the Bible. It was the last line that struck me the most, and it read, "At that time, people will realize that money cannot save them from the coming calamity." I thought this text was so interesting that I reached out to this weekend to talk to her about that text and what prompted her to send it. And here's our conversation.
I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay, I thought I recognized the text.
Yes, ma'am. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and Jehovah's Witnesses, when we had things like that, it just broke our heart because that was someone's child, that was his, wife and child and father. And so my job is to help him to see that, to bring comfort from the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, and my job is to, to point him to Jehovah God Kingdom, that government arrangement that billions of people who have died will be back to life under Jehovah God Kingdom, under his government. Jesus Christ is the king of that government, and Jehovah, he's the Father. So that's my job, bringing comfort. So if I hadn't know you, or even if I don't know you, I would do you the same way. I would treat you like my neighbor. I know you for 100 years because, we weren't made and created to die. We was made to live forever.
Okay.
How could this Jehovah's Witness have known that her message of doom would coincide with these tragic events? As the saga of this family unfolded, it shook not only their small community, but also the foundations of a well-connected and established legal dynasty. Allegations of financial crimes and other deaths connected to the Murdaugh family eventually came to light. One of these tragic deaths was their housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, in 2018. Rumors circulated with some suggesting that Gloria knew too much and that her knowledge may have played a role in her death. Her body was to be exhumed in 2022 for an autopsy. The status of that is still unknown. Alex Murdaugh attempted to compensate Gloria's 2 surviving sons by suing his home insurance for wrongful death and encouraged them to sue him. He claimed that it was his family's dogs that caused Gloria's tragic fall while she was at work on the Murdaugh's property in order for him to garner a larger settlement. The shocking twist is he never gave a penny to Gloria's sons and pocketed the millions. A scheme that would be revealed had been done many times before by the high-powered attorney. And another twist of fate, Alex's wife and son soon would die at that same location a few years later. As the cases against Alex multiplied, more strange events occurred. A roadside shooting, a stunning confession, and more of his family's dark secrets laid bare. A man who seemingly had it all was reduced to a desperate figure.
So part of the very last part of the text says, at that time, people will realize that money cannot save them from the coming calamity. And that came to him just like hours before Maggie and Paul were murdered. And it just,
Oh, really?
yeah, and it just seems so prophetic to me. Do you think that maybe you were being told to, without knowing it, to send him a message?
Well, I do everybody like that. Believe it or not, I do maybe over 100 people every day.
Okay.
Every day I send that to over 100 people every day. And one man called me and he said, Miss, I wanted to let you know, please keep sending them to me. He said, I might don't get to read it, but I listen out for it, and that made me feel so good.
So Alex was your attorney. Was he a good attorney?
Yes.
He did a good job for you guys?
Well, yes. I have nothing bad to say about Alex. Every time me and my husband would go there, he would give us a hug. Hi, Miss Washington. Hi, Mr. Washington.
I've heard that he was really friendly.
Yeah, he really was. And I said, hey, Mr. Alex, how you doing? Miss, if you need anything now, you give me a call, Miss. And so, anyway, but he was such a sweet person. He really, really is. I don't have nothing bad to say about Alex at all. Nothing. Okay. He was such a sweet person,
The quote was, the text was just so... I'm trying to think of the word. It was just so...
I think there's some script. There's a scripture in that text, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's much more than that. It is from...
I think it was a daily text.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, I think, Ezekiel. You know what? I think I could have texted him a daily text, but every day, that's why I tell you to go to your app store, download that purple app called JW Library.
Okay.
And it give you that thought for today. And you can point them to that website too, jw.org and JW Library.
Okay.
Just point your listener to that website.
I will.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Her message, innocently sent, found its way into the middle of a real-life crisis and legal drama. This isn't just about one man's lies or one tragic death. It's about the ripple effects of messages that paint a bleak picture of the future. It's about the impact on real people living real lives and the unexpected ways these ideas of impending doom can intersect with reality. Living with relentless apprehension of an approaching Armageddon is not only deeply traumatic, but also a diversion, a false narrative that shifts focus from the tangible changes we can make and the beauty unfolding in our world every day. By continuously propagating tales of inevitable doom, we not only instill paralyzing fear, but also diminish the allure and potential of our world, of this earth, and our future. Such daunting stories often result in individuals feeling helpless and petrified, rather than empowered to craft a future brimming with hope and positive anticipation. When you are taught that spreading messages of doom are hopeful expressions of a future you can't be part of unless you bow down to the patriarchal oligarchy of the governing body members, you inadvertently nurture a mindset that is predisposed to manipulation and control. This vulnerable mindset might not only blind you to the opportunities and joys in the present, but it can also make you susceptible to exploitation by those who wield those tools of power and subservience. Furthermore, it's crucial to underscore the unintended but potent damage done by individuals who perhaps unknowingly perpetuate trauma, like the Jehovah's Witness who sent that Doomsday text to Alec Murdaugh. She couldn't have fathomed the triggering effect it might have had on a man teetering on the edge who proceeded to commit an unspeakable act just 4 hours later. Engulfed in their own narrative, adherents of these apocalyptic views may be blinded to the trauma they've internalized and the pain they're inadvertently inflicting on others, becoming agents of fear rather than messengers of hope, love, and compassion. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to stop by Fitz News and watch their coverage of the Murdaugh trials, as well as the docuseries on Netflix. If you haven't yet followed me, please do. And if you feel so inclined, leave a little like and a comment. It really helps with the algorithm. I'll see you soon. I love you. Hey friends, we are in post-production here, and I wanted to make it abundantly clear just in case it was not made so in the video, that I do not think that Jehovah's Witness is responsible for the heinous acts of that lawyer, Alex Murdaugh. What I simply want people to understand is that they feel these messages are inspirational, insightful, and hopeful, when in fact they're quite terrifying, and they don't realize, they don't even comprehend, they're not cognizant of how these messages of doom and gloom can come across to people who may be in the midst of some really difficult situations. Thank you again for listening. Bye.